Good morning, everybody. My name is Jordan Hightower. I am a member of the university's eco-agency here on campus, which focuses on sustainability initiatives on campus. And today, I'm here to talk to you about climate change. Our world is changing. We are witnessing the climate of our world shift at a pace not seen for centuries. And this change is affecting the lives of millions of people around the world. Here in Florida, we're experiencing this change directly. And everybody from us students and faculty, to our politicians, to even our rich friends, Lil Wayne and DJ Khaled over there on South Beach, are all affected by this. From rising sea levels, to increased ocean temperatures, to more frequent, erratic, and severe storms, our weather is becoming more dynamic. As recently as February of this year, a UN panel of scientists compiled a report on the increasing threat of climate change to humanity. It can be easy to feel numb to the ever grimmer climate situation we face, and to feel helpless as the problem grows and worsens. This is a feeling shared by many. I'm here today to help shed that feeling from you all, and replace that with a feeling of hope. My goal here today is to help tame the beast known as climate change by clearly highlighting the problems and challenges we face in our community, showcasing the efforts our government and other institutions are taking to help protect us, and finally, showing what we can all do as a community to make an impact. So with that said, let's jump into some of the challenges we're seeing here in the United States. In the US, we're seeing climate change affect nearly every region throughout the country. On the East Coast, we've seen storms such as Hurricane Sandy and Hurricane Ida batter the eastern states and cause billions of dollars worth of damage. From the Northwest to the Southwest, we've seen more frequent wildfires and prolonged and intense droughts threatening the livelihoods of millions of citizens out in those regions. Towards the South, everything from winter storms to hurricanes to tornadoes have battered states such as Louisiana and Texas. And all of our coasts around the country are threatened by rising sea levels. Here in Florida, we act as the front line for the U.S.'s battle against climate change, given our unique geography. As climate change persists, our coastal cities and lower-lying interior regions, highlighted red on this map, continue to be threatened by storm surges and flooding. And that threat grows year over year as sea levels continue to rise and climate change persists. Also at risk to the people of Florida are our wallets. As climate change goes on, insurers are starting to raise the cost of their premiums in areas they deem as climate risks, which is raising the cost of living in places such as Tampa and, of course, Miami-Dade. Speaking of Miami, our city faces a host of challenges to its future. For one, nowhere else in Florida is the threat of rising sea levels more prevalent than here. It's projected that by 2030, sea levels will rise by at least 6 inches, and by 2060, by 10 or more inches from 1992 levels. This rise in sea levels has led to an increase in what we call king tides, or periods of higher than normal tides, which lead to flooding throughout the streets without any rainfall. Now, these sunny day flooding events are becoming more and more common and are threatening the infrastructure of the city. Also at risk to the people of Miami is the increasing temperature of the city itself. On average, today, the city of Miami faces about 25 dangerous heat days per year. A dangerous heat day is classified as a day with a heat index score of 105 degrees or more. Those very hot Miami days some of us are used to. This is expected to increase from 25 days a year to over 100 days per year by 2050, which is less than 30 years away and represents a significant health risk to the people of Miami. So, as we can see, the city is facing a host of challenges to its future, and our government here is working earnestly to help protect the city and safeguard that future. The city has adopted what it calls the Miami Forever Climate Ready Strategy, which aims to leave the city better protected and poised to adapt to changes caused by climate change over the next 40 years. They aim to do this through a variety of ways, which include utilizing new tech and innovations to protect the city, leveraging our natural ecosystems to help bolster our existing defenses, and creating layers of protection at multiple scales, from individual homes and buildings to citywide infrastructure projects, all in an effort to protect the city over the long term. The city is also looking to reduce its carbon footprint and become a more eco-friendly place by creating more sustainable construction practices and buildings, as well as creating more environmentally friendly transportation hubs throughout the city. And they're looking to bring these goals and dreams to reality by partnering with a variety of organizations and companies to help fund and work with to make these ideas a reality. Some are listed here with many, many others not listed, and they're actively working today and will be working for years to help and constantly protect the city. With all that said, it's not just the city of Miami who's fighting to protect these lands. For one, the Seminole tribe of Florida has been fighting for years to defend and protect the lands in which they cover. Their Environmental Resource Management Department is currently working on what it calls the Everglades Restoration Initiative, which seeks to protect and improve the water quality in the Everglades for future generations to come. And even our very own university has joined in on the fight against climate change. UMiami actually received a STARS Gold rating in 2019 for our sustainability efforts, which include sourcing more of our energy from renewable sources such as solar panels, creating more sustainable buildings such as the Lakeside Village complex, and of course, this wonderful building we're in right now, and of course, all the efforts of your amazing eco-agency and everything that we do throughout campus. So as you can see, from the federal level to the state, to the city of Miami, to the Seminole tribe, to our very own university, all parties are actively working to help defend and protect these lands from climate change. But true change can only happen when all parties, including us, work toward the same goal. One of the most effective things that we can do is the tried and tested methods of reducing, reusing, and recycling. Now I know, we were all taught this in second and third grade, and you guys are probably expecting something a bit more nuanced from me today. But it would truly be a disservice of me to undermine the impact effective reducing, reusing, and recycling makes, especially when done as a community. So with that said, let's start with recycling. Today, we have a multitude of products that can be recycled, from your average papers, bottles, and cans to more unorthodox items such as batteries, CDs, ink cartridges, and even athletic shoes and K-cups, and many, many other items that aren't listed here. It's easy to see if items can be recycled nowadays. You can always look for the symbol on the back, side, or bottom of the object you're using, or of course, do a quick Google search to see if those items are recycled in your communities. Moving on to one of my favorites, reusing items is a great way to reduce your carbon footprint while also saving a little bit of money on the side, which never hurts. I love reusing things because it's really only limited by your imagination. Whether it's repurposing old grocery bags as garbage bags in your home, or maybe repurposing an old wine bottle as a flower vase instead of buying a new one. The ideas are really endless, and it makes a positive impact in your community. And to round out the three, reducing is vital for us as a community to reduce our use of the finite resources that we have to create a more sustainable relationship with our environments. And it doesn't require drastic changes in our lifestyle either. Let's take water, for example. The EPA estimates that the average showerhead utilizes about 2 gallons of water per minute. This means that if we were all to just reduce our showers by, let's say, 2 minutes, over the course of a year, add it up, that adds to hundreds of gallons of water saved just by reducing your shower by 2 minutes. When scaled up by a community in a neighborhood, that adds to hundreds of thousands of gallons of water, and that's just one appliance in an entire household. So as we can see, reducing, reusing, and recycling continue to be effective methods for us to make a change on our environments. Another effective thing for us to all do is to be a sustainable consumer. As people, one of the most powerful weapons that we have is our wallets, and we can buy and invest in products that we deem to be more sustainable and environmentally friendly. For one, over the next few years, one of the next major purchases we'll all be making is a new car. In this day and age, we have a multitude of electric vehicle and hybrid models for us to choose from, which have a much smaller net carbon footprint than their gas motor counterparts, and also come with reduced or even zero emissions. Now, if you're like me and you don't have the money right now to buy your brand new Tesla or to buy the new electric Hummer, even though it's very nice, hopefully one day in the future, there's still many products we can buy to reduce our carbon footprints and make an impact in our households and communities. And this includes everything from buying LED light bulbs instead of traditional ones, to buying more sustainable food purchases, such as more vegetables over meat, to updating the appliances in your home to more efficient models, from your dishwasher to your shower head to your refrigerator. So, the final way I'd like to leave with you to make an impact as your community is to be a climate advocate and to hold each other accountable. Now, that doesn't mean that I think you should fight your roommate for taking a 30-minute shower, even though I know you want to. Trust me, we all want to. In all seriousness, it's important for us to encourage each other to reduce, reuse, and recycle, to shop sustainably, and to hold each other accountable as a community. I'm sure some of the ideas I talked about here you may have heard already. Some of them may be new to you, but all of them make an impact, especially when done together as a community. So, what's next for us? Our home, especially here in Florida, is changing. And we must work together with our governments and other institutions to protect our land. While the challenges are significant, they certainly are not insurmountable. And it is up to us to help mold the world we want to live in today and help shape the future we want to see for tomorrow. That is all for me, guys. Thank you for your time, and have a good rest of your day.